So all the economic activities which are based on biological systems, whether they are microbes, whether they are plants, whether they are animals, are going to be impacted more. They are highly sensitive to climate change. And now, this is a major concern of the globe at a time when people started talking about climate change, especially environmentalists. The entire world was predominated with industrial economy, capital based, market based economy, and their drivers, key drivers, were not ready to accept climate change as a reality. But slowly, when the entire world, especially the economic bodies, global economic bodies, realize that it is going to impact our productivity, then they, they accepted that yes, climate change is a reality, and the initiative taken in Stockholm on environmental conservation and environmental concerns started taking a shape. Now we have so many forum for negotiations and cooperation of parties have now completed about 26 successful meetings where through Kyoto Protocol, carbon credit system and carbon trading and so many mechanisms have been evolved to shift the developmental pathways from the present energy intensive and resource intensive production system to a green economy, green circular economy. So, reaching to this stage through United Nations, a global forum, has a long journey, and climate change threat has contributed very significantly in this. Uh, it is thought that if it will not be mitigated, about 20% of global annual gross domestic production are going to be affected. And this may be different in different area as per an estimate of Intergovernment Panel on Climate Change. Australia and New Zealand are going to be affected less, where 1.2 to 3.8% GDP or equivalent can get affected. Then there can be in North India we can see that earlier in 2015 MS Swaminathan had has published an idea in form of an article in Yojana where he had mentioned that 25% wheat productivity is going to be reduced due to climate change. But now recent estimate says that it can go up to 40% rather than 25%. There are evidences where basmati rice, its pollen grains are going to be affected. It is placed in certain data which are presented here. Apple production in hills are going to be impacted. Production of so many crops, especially in rice wheat cropping system, a predominating system in Indo-Gangetic plain is going to be impacted, and for sustainable agriculture practices, we have to shift to different kind of climate resilient crops which require less water and which can bear the more flexibility, more changes in temperature. In summer, the temperature is getting high, light intensity is getting high. In winter, even in short period, the winter season is shrinking. to a very comparatively shorter period, and uh, the temperature fall is in certain areas is going more. So this kind of disruption, changes in temperature are going to impact the productivity of crops, productivity of forest, productivity of even human being, and animals will also be impacted very, very significantly. Biodiversity relates to the entire biological composition, population, and density of microorganisms, plants, animals. The kind of biodiversity available uh, in the world will not be same in coming future. Their composition will change, their density will change, and such changes, a very huge extension of uh, these many organisms are getting reported each year. Certain, but in if we talk about microorganisms, we do not know exactly how much extinction is going on, because uh, microorganisms are not visible by naked eyes. Before invention of microscope, we were not knowing about microorganisms. After invention of microscope, we could culture them and study them. But now the genetic techniques which are getting used more frequently during last decade, like metagenomic studies, they reveal that we are able to detect and characterize only 1 to 5% of the microorganisms. So it indicates that whatever we are estimating by various means these days, uh, it is just about 1 to 5% of the microorganisms. And what rate of extension is reported is also about that only. About 95 to 99% microorganisms, we are not able to count their extension rates. Similarly, for plants, plants have comparatively better adaptation, but they are migrating towards uh, more suitable, say, climatic conditions. New nick or ecological nick are getting established, and the existing ecological nicks are getting destroyed. So, if we are talking about potential uh, impact of climate change on biodiversity, we can see that different kind of biodiversity are getting impacted differently in different agroclimatic zones. Uh, Plants are shifting their location, their size is getting changed, their productivity is getting changed due to variable climatic factors. If there will be increase in temperature, then and shortage of water, there they will adopt the characters towards xerophytic characters, will evolve in the plants, and the energy they are they are otherwise set to expand in productivity related properties, productivity related changes in its metabolism will get shift towards the adoption related processes, metabolic processes. Similarly, animals have more migrating capability, so they will move faster from one location to other location due to climate change concerns. If there will be shortage of water, which is frequent phenomena, surface water and groundwater both are getting reduced due to increase in temperature and due to high consumption by uh, especially urban population, crop irrigation and industrial utilizations. Uh, Many animals can shift towards the areas where availability of water will be more. Similarly, uh, if there will be changes in temperature, they cannot bear high temperature and they will shift towards the areas where temperature will be less. So, animal migration will be very rapid in coming years if we shall be unable to mitigate the climate change. Similarly, there will be extinction. Certain animals which are unable to move so fast to new ecosystems, they will not survive. And even so many examples are there. In ocean, the entire peripheral ecosystems have damaged and a lot of algal bloom are expected to occur on those rocks, which are not live now due to increase in ocean temperature. So, oceanic biodiversity has been found very sensitive to climate change and warming of the water, and that is going to impact very significantly on the economy, which is based on oceanic product. Similarly, a red toad, which have been a characteristics of certain uh, hilly areas, base hills, have been found extinct in few years. In their population is getting less and less, and they are not getting so frequently available.